Piranha Wheat Ninny Bang, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. So I'm coming back at you today with another review. This is going to be a first on my channel, so it's the first time I've reviewed any of the TFC Transformers. This is part of their Poseidon range, which is their version of the Seacons. This guy is called Thousandkills, and obviously this is their take on Tentakill. So this is a very strange looking Transformer, but yeah, definitely up there with some of my favorites in my collection now. So let's take a little look at him. As we always do on this channel, let's kick off by having a look at his packaging. And the front cover, we get some beautiful artwork here, drawn artwork, not exactly product shots, but it looks really cool. So this is the P06, so maybe this, I think this was the last one that was released in the Poseidon range, the 6 of these bad boys. This one's called Thousandkills, as I've already said. This is their take on Tentakill. You see his bot mode and his awesome crazy alt mode, his robot, monster, weapon and combine. So the front cover is really cool, ages 15 and up, and you've got a little Poseidon here, which is their take on Seacons. At the top you have the multiple modes that you can actually get to him. What's pretty cool is he works like in a similar way to the original concept for the guys from what we call combiners, what in Japan was called the Scramble City guys, the guys that did the scrambling. So he can actually combine into a weapon for the combiner to use. Then you've got your monster mode, your robot mode. You can also turn it into an arm or a leg, so you can actually turn Thousandkills into an arm or a leg, so you can build your Poseidon however you want, which I think is pretty cool. You know, it's the original way that the combiners were created, so they can move these limbs around to wherever you really want them to be. So again, on the side, this time it is a product shot of the robot mode, Poseidon at the top. Thousandkills there written again, and then the back you've got a really nice picture of Poseidon. So obviously Poseidon is their take on Piranha, and you can see this is massive sword there, and you get this massive gun as well. The massive gun for him comes with Thousandkills or Tentakill, so we'll have a little look at that later on. During this transformation, I'll show you the robot mode and the monster mode as selected here. I won't show you the gun mode or the arm or the combiner mode. I'll save that for when I get all 6 and put them together. So that's the box, the outside box, and underneath we have our lovely little warning shots. Please check the instructions before you use anything. Check out their Facebook, their website, nice, and that's pretty much it for the packaging. But what I do want to show you with this packaging that's pretty cool is the inside of the box. So usually when we get our Transformers, we're very used to seeing polystyrene inside every single box, but inside this box actually was a pretty lush foam packaging that everything came in. So I just wanted to show that. It's probably some of the nicest packaging I've ever got, and then you kind of get this up, and then everything was just kind of in a lovely little foam. I've seen that Kang Toys also do this as well, but it's a really nice way to present the figures. Keeps everything really safe as well, so really nice inside there. You also get, as you do with a lot of the third-party type stuff, you get a lovely little card. Not as premium as the ones that you get with the X-Transbots, because the ones that you get with the X-Transbots are more plastic. This is just a piece of card, really. You don't actually get a character bio on that card either, but what you do get is you get the destructions, and inside the destructions, and this is cool, so inside the destructions, when you look at them, first of all, they show you everything that you get within, which is nice, and then once you open it up, you get a mini comic, which is really cool, and the artwork in it's pretty good as well. So it's nice to see this kind of little bit of a comic art inside it. Really nice. So obviously, I think that when you get all 6, maybe you'll get the rest of the story on this. But I think that's a really cool way to start off the destructions. Destructions on this, woo, yeah, they're a little bit, yeah. I found them a little bit challenging to really follow everything. There is literally just pictures, so I found them a little bit challenging. But as once I'd got one part transformed incorrectly the first time I did it, and then once I went back and kind of did that, everything kind of flowed from there. So all in all, really nice. I'll show you these now as well. You get these ports. I think these are for when he's part of the combiner. So you get this little hinge, and you get this, which is also for it to form part of the combiner. I think this is to form part of the gun. And you also get this bad boy. So this is part of the gun that you can see. So when you look at Poseidon, so you see at the back here, so there's Poseidon, and there's the massive arm cannon, and this kind of separates as well. So just kind of unhook everything, and you can separate this. These pieces here form part of Poseidon's knees. If you want these to be his knees, the Poseidon's knees. So this is the knees that he can have, and then these two can form different parts of the gun, and it also forms a stand for the weapon to sit on as well. So you can kind of stick this up like that, and then and then you just connect these two sections together, and then once you've connected that together like that, you can bring this piece in here like so, like that, and then snap those two bits down and that down, and this forms like a stand for when you can put Tentakill into a gun, turn him into a gun. That's the stand for the gun. So that's all the accessories that he comes from. These are all the accessories that I won't be showing you again, because this doesn't really come into play again until I get everything together. But wow, quite the package, Now time to look at the main event himself, and what a main event this guy is. Absolutely incredible, fearsome looking alt mode here. It's such a unique alt mode. Something I always say in my videos that I really want to see. I like G1 figures, I like G1 characters, but I want to see, like, certainly from third parties, I want to see some kind of advancement on what G1 had to offer. And this is 100% an advance. This is exactly the kind of figures that I want to see from Transformers. I'm in love with this. When I saw these guys online, this was the first one I had to pick up. Such a unique alt mode here. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's take a closer look at this guy, because he's so detailed, so articulated. It's amazing. Let's have a look at that fantastic looking head sculpt. I mean, just look at that. It's almost like one of those Japanese masks. It's just a thing of beauty. He has all these lovely silver sharp teeth that kind of fit through there. As we move down the body, lots of nice molded detail. The kind of classic Seacon colours, the blues, the like pink, the yellow. This kind of, it's almost like a matte plastic. There's not much shine that you get off this, which is really nice. Really different color scheme for this guy, just a very different looking beast. And then all these tentacles that have so much strength in them, you know, these are solid tentacles. They're not moving anywhere. Highly posable. Come around the back, and even around the back he looks absolutely beautiful. Everything fits into place really snugly, really nicely. There's a couple of challenges I'll show you when I go through the transformation. There's just 2 pegs for me that don't fit correctly on this. They're just there and there, where I might have to do some shaving. They don't quite fit into the pegs, but apart from that, he's an absolute literal beast. So now let's take a look at the articulation on this mode. Articulation on this mode is heavily articulated. Let's start at one of the most fun pieces of articulation that we have, and this is his little gnashes. So they really do move up and down, so you can move this way you want. Make sure that when you're doing this that everything is just plugged in. If not, these teeth do move, so you can see they go back and forth, and they are, ow, they are fairly sharp. So you have to make sure everything is plugged into place correctly, otherwise you won't get the full range of motion from the teeth. So you have to really make sure that everything here is plugged in as tight as possible. The teeth are pulled forward and the mouth is plugged in as well, so that you can get that full kind of range of motion there. But that's a nice touch. They didn't have to do that. It's really nice. The tentacles, highly posable. You can see here on the back, you've got more range of motion from this way than you have this way, but you have to remember to kind of move, turn, just really work with it, otherwise you can find yourself pulling this out of the socket here. But you can see these are all very posable. You can put this pretty much however you want these tentacles. They're very cool. You see all kinds of different poses that they have for them online. Leg articulation is good. It's on a hinge here, so you can bring it all the way down, and then you get movement here at the feet, and you also get some toe articulation should you need it, so you can have him kind of stomping forwards and everything just as you want. The great thing obviously as well is that he has got some smaller legs, but you can also add in the tentacles just to support on how you really want him to kind of be walking forward, so you can use the tentacles for balance and stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Really great figure. These tentacles do 1, 2, 3, they do pop off, so when you get them in the pack, they do come separately. You can take them off for the transformation. You may find it easier. I'm going to try and do the transformation without it. I've done it once now with these on and once without them on, and so today I'll try it with. But yeah, you can pop these on and off as you wish. There's no difference. There's not ones that have to be on a certain peg or anything. Just obviously they are color coordinated, with the darker ones being down at the bottom. So overall, you can hear that really nice strong ratchet going off there. Overall, hell of a beast mode. Absolutely fantastic. One thing I do want to show you very quickly. I just wanted to show you how cool this guy looks in blacklight. So if you get the blacklight on him, he looks absolutely monstrous. I love it. These eyes glow up so well in beast mode. So yeah, that looks absolutely sick with a blacklight. I just wanted to show you that because I was messing around with the blacklight, taking some photos of him in blacklight, and I just thought this looked so cool. So now for comparison, let's just move him out to the side and compare him in size to this is one of the Wei Zhang Predacons. So these are obviously a combiner as well, so you can see how big he is compared to those guys. Here we go. So you can see that they scale quite well together, but just, I mean, look at the detail between this guy and this guy. This is what I mean by, you know, just the third party guys just taking it to another level. I know this is heavily based on the Hasbro version of the Predacons, but just look at the difference. Absolutely fantastic. I am going to do a review on the Weijiang Predaking. I keep saying that, but I keep getting put off by other things that are coming in. And then keeping on the combiner tip, this is the MBK Devastator Mixmaster. So you can see how they scale. He's much bigger than that in that scale. So to show you what kind of size this guy is, this is like a Deluxe from Earthrise, just to show. So this is Wheeljack from Earthrise. So you can see he's much taller than your Deluxe figures. So I brought out Voyager, or Leader class, but he's a Voyager size figure. It's about the same height as a Voyager figure in this mode, which is awesome. But I think he scales quite well with the Deluxe ones. I mean, if I bring out Cliff Jumper now as well, I think he looks like he can scare the hell out of your Deluxe figures. I think it looks pretty cool. Accessories wise, he also comes with 2 guns here that you can use. So these guns kind of flip out and you can use them like so. So this comes out and there's the gun mode, and then also this one. Now in this mode, all they do really is it tells you you can attach them to the back here like so. You can't really hold the guns in this mode. You can attach them there like that in this peg, and I think I've just undone the tentacles here. So you can attach them there on his back, but I have to say that I'm not a huge fan of that, if I'm honest. It looks okay. I think I kind of prefer them the other way, so I prefer doing this with them, which is taking this out, putting that away, and then having them kind of more like so it almost kind of rounds off the back a little. I prefer to have them like that if I am going to display them like this. I prefer to have them like that, so they almost look like air canisters on his back or something like that. I prefer it to be smoother than have him have some added height, but each to their own, and however you want to display your figure is however you want to display your figure. Okay, so now it's transformation time. So what we're going to do first of all is you're going to come around the back here and just unbuckle all of this. So these just kind of pop out here. They're on a quite flexible joint here, so you can just bring them round, flip this piece round here and bring it round at the back, and then the same with this side here. As I said, the tentacles are removable if they are just getting in your way, because they are so cumbersome on this figure. I also get concerned about the weight of them creating stretch marks here as you're doing the transformation. So yeah, it's up to you. You can, like I say, you can just take them out if you want. These just clip into this piece here, and then it's done. So that's the tentacles put back the way that they should be. Then remove this and remove this piece here. Flip it round there so it doesn't get in your way too much. Then come around the front, and this piece overlaps this piece, so you just make sure it's all the way to the top, and then yeah, just remove the face like that, so you can see that they kind of come in together. Just move it out the way for now. When you want to move this out the way, you can see here there's a little tab in the middle here where you need to just kind of align this to, and then yeah, you can just move them out of your way so that you can actually bring them around. Then once we do that, we're going to come around here and then unclip this front piece here. Same again, this has just been put together, and then you can just unhook everything. You can transform this piece again and flip this around here so that this piece here hooks onto this piece like so. Can take a little bit of fiddling with at this point just to really get that hooked in there, yeah. And then same with this piece where you just flip it round and then find the mark. Once you have both of those two tabs in, you push these two pieces up and separate the top here again. So you can separate this all out there. At the top, one side wants to come out a little easier than the other at the moment. No, there we go. So you have the two sides open, so you just have that there, so it's open to each other. Then if I just come around the sides here, you see these tabs here. These, for me, this doesn't tab in correctly. You can see it doesn't really go in. I'm gonna probably have to do some shaving or something, but this part here, it just wants to kind of flip out like so that can lock in, and then do the same around the other side where you can just flip this out and then lock the face in like so. Then the arms, for now, just move the arms kind of up just to take them out of the way for now while we're transforming everything else down here. Now that you've got your body like this, you just want to make sure that these pieces here slide back up like that and then bring it in, and then the same on the other side where we just slide this up like so and bring that piece in. Then you want to bring this whole section up there, and then this whole section up like so that we can bring the whole body, bring these tentacles out of the way. Like I said, these tentacles will get in your way a little bit. Bring the whole leg pieces out like so and separate them out to give yourself a little bit of space to work. Secure the face down there, and then round here you can just close this off like so. Yup. And put the face down, and then around the side here as well you just close it all off, which is really nice like so, and bring the face in, and then you can bring the kind of heel piece down onto there. Watch out for the teeth, they are rather sharp. And then bring the toe down, and you bring the foot down, bring the heel down like so, and you bring the foot piece down here like so. Then you've got the lower body pretty much transformed. You can bring his kneecaps up like so, and then the lower part of the body is pretty much transformed. Then what you want to do then is kind of come around here and work up here. So the arms, we're going to just swing down. We'll deal with those in a second. And you'll bring you want to now transform the head. Now this for me is it seems quite tricky trying to get the head out a little bit. I have had some challenges with this. So when it comes to getting the head out, so the first thing you need to do is flip the catch up here. So you've got a little piece down here that you need to flip out, otherwise you won't be able to get the head out. And then you can just grab the head, being careful of all the lovely paint that's on it. You don't really want to scuff the kind of flesh tone on the face, and then the head just comes out on a swivel like so, and then you can just peg this down like so, pull the head, turn the head round, push this piece down, and then turn the head back around again, and then you've got the chest piece here done. Then everything else, you have to have this kind of perfectly aligned here, okay? You can bring the arms up at this point as well, just to help with the situation. And then you've got all that, and then but these tentacles at the back, you need to kind of bring together. Bring together, and then there's a lock that just locks them in together like so. There we go. So one tab it all in, and then these bits here, then we're going to pull forward on these. Okay, now we've got all this pieces transformed, what we're going to do is we're going to move the tentacles forward. So just move the tentacles forward like so. Make sure that everything is kind of comes down together like this, and then the same on the other side, where it should all kind of crumple down so that it's all facing forwards. Yeah, that's it. And then move this. Yeah, and then at the back they just snap together like so, the tentacles, and fold down like so, and then you can just move all of the tentacles into position as you would like them. Yep. And then you have your bot mode. After we just push these back, flip out his little handy, and then push that back and flip out the little handy, and there we have Thousandkills in his fully transformed bot mode. So here he is in his bot form. So for me, the best part of this figure is also the most challenging during the transformation. Dealing with these massive tentacles is a bit of a nightmare, so you may want to remove them during the transformation. I didn't dare to show that it can be done, but yeah, they are a bit cumbersome, and like I said, I am scared of stretch marks on these sections here because they are quite hefty. But Thousandkills in his bot mode is pretty damn beautiful. Again, obviously what sets him apart from everything else is these huge tentacles, again, that just kind of come out from the back and just give him such an impressive it's almost like Arachnid, I guess. The only other figure you could really compare this to that has a similar kind of bot mode is like Arachnid, but yeah, this is killer, absolutely killer bot mode. Let's have now go in and have a look at the head sculpt. Head sculpt here is nice. It's got some really nice, odd but nice flesh tone on the face. Really just concerned about scuffing this up because the head transformation is quite challenging in parts. Sometimes it rubs against stuff, so it's nice. You get some light piping on the back here as well, so you can see it just reminds me very much of maybe some G2, certainly some late generation G1 light piping with the luminous behind it, which is pretty cool. I like that. It's very reminiscent of that kind of thing. Then you get really nice molded detail as we go through the figure. This really nice kind of off pinky grey, I'm not quite sure, but is it puce? Is it puce? I'm not sure. But this nice blue, I love this. As you go through this figure, there's so much sharp edges on it though, so be very careful with your fingers. These are very sharp. The teeth are extremely sharp, and then you've got all these kind of sharp edges as well. The legs are really nice, really nice molded detail. They look very mechanical, They look really nice. The transformation on this guy is cool. Round the back you can see all of this lovely tentacleness around the back and how all that works. Again, quite a lot of nice molded detail. Some of them have bigger spikes than others, so just be very careful when you are articulating this that you're not going to be damaging anything as you go through and bending and scuffing these spikes up, because they are very, very nice. But all in all, this is one hell of a figure. Yeah, really, really, really impressive. Very much a bit of a crazy figure. He has a massive backpack. Obviously, you can see the challenge I'm having a little bit to stand this guy up. There we go. So we can have a little bit of a challenge to stand up, just because of the massive backpack. But again, you can use the tentacles to support him a little bit. Okay, so now let's have a look at the articulation. Now we've got to look at the detailing on this guy. And again, you get all of this lovely, lovely, lovely articulation on the tentacles. Something that they have shown you on the box here is that you could have him so that he looks kind of like this, which is kind of an odd way to have him. So that his tentacles kind of wrap around his own body. That's quite cool. So that just shows how articulated he is, and it gets rid of maybe the different tone on there. It makes him look a little bit more muscular. That's quite cool. It's quite a cool way to display him, but I quite like the everything out type way. So that's one way, so you can see how articulated they are. Then we come to the head. The head is on a ball joint, really, really nice ball joint. Now you can get a lot of range of movement out of that head, and he has a little bit of a chicken forward and back, so that's nice. Arms are on a really nice ratchet that you can extend to do this tentacle thing that I showed, or you can bring it in if you want his arms a little higher. Really nice ratchet. Full 360 can be achieved, but is obviously mind them damn tentacles. Then you get at the elbow, you get a full 360 at his elbow, and you get a really nice bend there, overextending bend actually there, but not back, I believe. No, not back. Hand is on a swivel, no articulating fingers, but that's fine. You get a little bit of a from his toe articulation there on the other one. So that's the arm. You get a full 360 at the hips should you need it. I'm not sure if that's for a transformation later on. He can go up, and then you get a kind of a backwards ab crunch, but you don't get a forwards ab crunch. So you can make him look up, but you can't make him look down on his abs. At the legs, they're on a really nice soft ratchet. But it's a very strong ratchet, and then the legs out are also on a ratchet. You get a nice knee bend here, and you get a lot of toe articulation here on this piece, and you get toe articulation here at the back. So lots of articulation. Can he ninja kick? I have no clue whether or not this guy will be able to ninja kick, because this is an incredibly crazy backpack. I suppose his backpack would help him ninja kick. Maybe just a little bit. Can he ninja kick? No, he can ninja kick if he's helped a little bit by his backpack and back wall. But yeah, with a backpack like that, I'm not surprised he can't ninja kick. Then we can take a little look back at his accessories. So as we said before, he comes with these pew 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 lasers, so we can take that out there, transform these, and take this little piece out here, then take the bottom piece out here, and then you can see this is his gun. Quite a lot of nice molded detail with this kind of tentacle looking piece here, which is cool. You can stick that in his hand, that unfortunately transforms that way, and then yeah, there's one. And then the second one, you can just undo the top bit here, as you can see, the tabs on this are fairly strong. This is also fairly strong. I'm just gonna have to go in there with it. There we go. Just take this out. So there we go. That goes in there, and then you can see that he has his double pistols here. So massive guns for this guy as well. Okay, so for comparison, let's bring in again the Wei Zhang bull. So you can see that the bull is a little bit bigger than him. Obviously, I mean, his tentacles extend higher than that if you want to give him more height, but this guy has more. But I mean, you can just see the difference between the two figures. This guy is kind of a nicer height. This guy is kind of a bit of a block of plastic, really. But you know, he has his place. He has his place, which we'll get into during their review coming up later, I promise. And then NBK Mixmaster. So NBK's Mixmaster, he's a similar height to NBK's Mixmaster. They look quite good together. The detailing on this one, you know, this guy is a little bit more detailed than the Wei Zhang, but yeah, you know, they look all right together. Obviously, the quality of this one is nowhere near compared to this one, but they look quite cool. And height-wise, so put it something against you are probably a bit more familiar with, maybe. This is how he compares to a Voyager size Prime. So you can see head-wise they are very similar. His tentacles extend more, obviously, but he is about Voyager height, but he's a time for my final thoughts on this figure, and I think this is an extremely good figure. Can't speak to the rest of the set just as yet, as this is still the only one. I saw this figure and it's just such an outstanding figure in both modes that I just had to pick this one up. So I'm getting the rest of the set. You'll see the reviews on this channel, but I would definitely say this figure, 100% go pick it up. And this is actually a figure that I am considering buying twice, just because I love the alt mode so much. So I would love to be able to display Poseidon in his full glory, and also Tentakill or Thousandkills in his alt mode right next to it. So guys, let me know what you think of this figure. Have you got the whole set? Are you as impressed as I am? This is definitely in my top 3 figures in my collection. Where does it sit in yours? How does Poseidon hold up as you develop the whole concept? I know this is quite an old figure now, but for me this is fairly new. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. And if you're new around here, give us a like, a share and a subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!